All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to another Clearmud live stream. Today is all about figuring out what the buzz is about. I gotta say, I'm hooked. Day by day, I'm spending more and more time in Buzz, especially with my new fork, which I'll be showing that off. I'm gonna make a video about it this week. Essentially, both our long form videos this week are gonna be around one, being multi-agent teams within Buzz. Number two, just Buzz tips and tricks while also showing off my fork. I may not release it this week. It may only come next week. I'm gonna make a, and the reason is, you know, I want to post it on X first and hopefully get Jack's approval to keep it named BuzzBench. But I have a feeling due to copyright issues and whatnot, I'm gonna have to change the logo of my fork, the name, and then put something along the top saying, you know, this is an unofficial fork of Buzz, right? But I'm still very much testing. And as you can see, like when I'm within a thread, it now highlights what thread I'm in, because I'm noticing the bigger the channel is, sometimes I lose track of what thread I'm in. So I added that little feature. I really love it. Great little quality of life thing. I added this split markdown renderer, and you can actually open up multiples. You can open up browsers, right? It's a private repo, so you can't see that, but you can spin up as many as you'd like. You can also open up a terminal. You can split a terminal down. Fun stuff, right? Like, these are features, by the way, like, you know, my fork is going to operate in such a way where I keep legacy Buzz installed, but then I have BuzzBench, and I can alternate between the two with no loss of data, no interruption whatsoever. So when there's a new Buzz update, I can update, go check out the legacy, see what they improved, go back into BuzzBench, vice versa, right? It's my hope that they incorporate all of these features, right? Because once this app matures, I think they will. But until it does, I'm going to be using my fork because I love it. I spent a lot of time on this over the weekend, and it's solid. It's great. It's bug free. I mean, at first it tried creating its own Buzz root directory. I did not like that. So it's operating off of the .buzz root directory in our home. And yeah, what's up, Ryan? How we doing today? What are we going to build today? Let me refresh. I believe we are live. We are live. Close that, close that. Yeah, and this is my second French press of the day, so. Let's open. All right. So, experiments. One second while I pull something up here. I'd love to hear for everybody watching, whether you're live or the recording, are you using Buzz yet? And if so, how so? Like, how are you utilizing Buzz? Are you bringing in agents from an existing OpenClaw or Hermes agent team? Are you setting up a new team of agents from scratch? I'd love to hear about everybody's use cases and how everybody's utilizing Buzz here. Let's also go check on Muddy. So I ran in, I'm currently rebuilding our site, by the way, and I'm loving the direction it's gone in. We're keeping a lot of the core foundation the same, but I should be shipping this live today. The only thing I'm on the fence of is keeping the blog. But currently I'm fine tuning. Looks like we had 9 stale missing blogs. This was ever since I migrated hardware, that automation, I didn't give it any TLC. So I'm going to have to run through that and test. All right, we'll come back to all that later. We want to experiment today. Ryan's still finding Discord more convenient at the moment, but if I can get the onboarding to multiplexer working better, we'll see. Nice, nice. Yeah, I feel like maybe it was just that first agent that I disliked setting up. There's a lot of steps to get it working, to get Muddy working as intended, but he is now working within Buzz, which is great. I haven't set up the Buzz channel or a specific channel in Buzz as his default delivery mechanism, right? For crons and reports, briefs, etc. But that's next. I still like my morning workflow of working out of Muddy OS and Clearmud OS, so I'm not really eager to change that at the moment. Which reminds me, did we finish? No, I don't think I set that up yet, huh? Yes, I did. Fork. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What's your canvas look like? Whoa, I gotta fix that, eh? I gotta fix that. That is unviewable for me. Wow. Look at that text on that yellow block. Let's actually go to agents. We'll create a new team. Hold on, we might want to add some more agents before we do that. So maybe we'll just stick to tagging Biz and Jacked for now. All right, where was that? I know I saved something I want to demo here. Is it keep? Hold on, I have this idea I want to build. You know, I think that's going to be next on my list, is creating my own macOS app. How about we do that here in experiments? I feel like that'll be a fun experiment. Currently, it's native on my Mac. I am eventually going to migrate it to that little mini server back there. What's cool is even if, you know, I experienced this last week, but driving to client's office, you know, my laptop was in sleep mode, right? Didn't have a network connection. So the agents set up with natively within Buzz didn't work, but I was still able to communicate with Muddy through my Buzz mobile app, right? Because Muddy's gateway is a completely separate server. I have Codex hooked over MCP to Xcode, so rebuilt Buzz from source. Nice, nice. You know what? Let's start with something simple. All right, I'd like to build a new Mac OS app. You know, I run into an issue where depending on what app I'm in, whether I'm in browser, Discord, wherever, right? You usually have an idea. I would love the option to either highlight text, add note, or hit a hotkey and it opens up a notepad for our Mac OS app. I'm going to have this hosted on a server that will be online 24/7, only accessible through VPN or Tailscale. And I would like the ability to connect it to Buzz so that agents can reference notes directed towards them, right? Or that apply to them. So we would need to create, think like Google Keep meets, hold on, let me see. Google Keep meets like project management style Kanban board, tasks list. I feel like that's a great start. Let's start this open dialogue here, figure out a plan and build the thing. All right, we're just gonna let them work. Also, because I know I want to hit checked, let's go edit, advanced, give him 5 as well. I like it. Let's I'm gonna start off there. Like, I like having these open dialogues. That way they don't just build something without my input. Where is that? All right, clear that. Big. There's Telegram. Just give me one moment here. Yo, what's up, Sky? How we doing today? You know what? Let me also go check my bookmarks on X. I don't think I bookmarked it on this account. Was it my personal account? Shoot. You know what? Let's try something new related to Buzz. Hey guys, I'd like to build a new web app I want to make it easy for people to deploy their own teams within Buzz. Alternatively, I'd like it to give them the option to edit the existing fleet that it comes with, which I believe is Fizz, Bumble, and Honey. The idea here is people can craft their team in this web app, and then it gives them two options: a master prompt to feed to Fizz to create the team for them, or step-by-step on how to create the team for them, what to enable, what channels to create. I think it would be a fun learning tool more than anything. I don't know how useful it would be, but let's open up this dialogue and build it. Like the idea of the hotkey being command plus I even have an idea for the logo as well. Let me open our good old trusted ChatGPT's image gen. New chat. Ooh. Ooh, weird little bug when I... Oh, interesting. It's not... Haha. I like it. Wow. I don't know if anybody else has this logo, but it damn near one-shot it. I really like it. I really like it. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, I think strictly, right? Like the purpose of this is more so to be like a notepad task manager. Let me rephrase that. Task lists and Kanban style project management. But within the app, there should be an option to assign it to an agent once you link your Buzz, right? Your Buzz and underlying agents. So there should be, I don't know if we incorporate this into version 1 or not, but a way to read existing agents hosted on your Buzz server, whether it's local in your home.buzz directory, or if it's a remote VM or a remote server for that matter, allowing the user to essentially connect to synchronize with, so that it's aware of what agents it could tag on any given note, task, etc. All right. Nice. When I launched my agent website, I had it build the connectors so it can push updates without touching raw database records. Nice. I gotta say, keep sharing your blog post, man. I'm not a big reader. I do read, don't get me wrong, but I skim more than anything. And I gotta say, I like it. I like the most recent ones you posted there that you've been sharing with us. Yo, what's up, John? How we doing today? I'm doing well, Sky. Thanks for asking. Happy Monday. It's a great time to be alive. I don't know what else to say. I made a lot of progress this weekend. I ended up having to catch up on some internal work that I was going to do on Wednesday. That essentially just got backlogged. So this weekend was all focused around that. And while the only thing on my list I didn't accomplish was to connect Hermes to Buzz, my primary concern with my Hermes agent system was there was too much noise. So I focused on trimming it down so that I can start relying on it again. And I spent a lot of time trimming it down. So this week sometime I'm going to add at least my executive assistant first, just like I did with OpenClaw. I'm going to add Neo to Buzz. See how I like it. See if I want to add the other team members as well. But yeah, it was a super productive weekend. I have no complaints. All right, hold on. Let me also pull something else up. Hey, let's go. I like it. Oh, wait. It's funny. What's up, Kaval? How are you doing today? Today's video, so you mean, oh, today is, so you're closer to the end of the day, right? So you're talking about that loop experiment within the desktop apps. Yeah, it was a fun experiment. I almost didn't post it, to be honest, because that's not like the best way to approach loops. My experience with loops has been creating skills and doing it all in the CLI, but I thought to myself, what if I just do this big prompt in desktop and see if it can do it? And as you know, as you learned in the video, I was shocked by the results, if I'm being brutally honest with you. Claude, while I could have had Claude go in and delete all those repositories, I refused to let AI go in to Vercel to every single deployment that it duplicated and delete it and type in the text and delete it. I did that myself as a way to learn from that mistake and as a way to punish myself. I went in, I took the time, and I just typed in the project name delete, rinse and repeat until they were all gone. I had to because I had to like learn from it and not just rely on AI to clean it up. Yo, what's up, Gabrielle? Portugal. But I mean, it's all in the same, right? It's kind of like the John Smith of Americans. Marcelo Oliveira is very common throughout Portugal and more so Brazil. But both my parents were born and raised in Portugal. They met and married in California. My dad's family migrated to Brazil when he was a teenager. So I actually technically now have more family in Campinas and São Paulo than I do in Portugal, the mainland, where both my parents were born. It's funny. But yeah, that's just a quick TLDR of the name, the history, the family history, all that. Made my first app, by the way. One of them is kind of a personal app. It's just a task launcher. You click a button and it launches 2 or 3 files. The stuff I have to do every day for my job. Nice, nice. That's how it starts right there. You just build something that you need for you, right? I think a lot of people are so caught up in wanting to make money. Well, before you can make money, you got to build something useful. And the best way to build something useful is to just build a number of things yourself for yourself. Who knows? Maybe there's a product with one of those things you build. Otherwise, you get that experience that you need to then build something actually useful that the market wants, or rather that your target audience wants. Right on. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, this week is going to be all Buzz related videos. I didn't want to rush Buzz last week. I know, listen, as you know here with this channel, I don't try to ride those attention waves. Last week would have been ideal to post Buzz videos. This coming week, probably not as, will probably not perform as well, but I'm going to be much more confident in the videos that I'm making, and I'm going to be far more excited about the videos that I'm making. Not yet. Not yet. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm strictly using it for internal ops and personal use and demo use right now. I do plan on eventually opening up my Clearmud community to the public. Currently, it's not open to the public, and I don't know the ETA on when I will do that, right? Because I will have to do some maintenance on the agents to make sure everything's private. That's my main thing, is I'm doing a lot of private related work. I don't want to have to go through agent by agent, channel by channel, and adjust any settings right now. I just want to play with it naturally, fluidly. And once I get to that point, I could always create another community and everybody can jump in there and start jamming. But, you know, I'm still exploring Buzz replacing Telegram and Discord for me, for my agents, that is. We're getting there. Like, it's just a matter of time, I believe. And I think, you know, more likely than not, Clearmud's community may very well migrate to Buzz over Telegram, or rather over Discord, but that's down the road, right? Did you heard of Quen? Yeah, I did hear about it. Yeah. Haven't tested it yet. I was thinking about actually getting a subscription to, was it OpenRouter? I think it's OpenRouter. I would probably do OpenRouter over Olama, so that I can start testing all these other models. What's OpenRouter's pricing like? I'm guessing it's just like retail, right? Yeah. Yeah, I may very well budget like $100 a month API key, or API budget from OpenRouter to start testing these models. But I'm not quite there yet. It's not a priority for me. Have you? Very curious. Ah, boa. Onde você mora? Onde você nasceu? Yo, what's up, Koi? How we doing today? Agent operators stay secondary. I recommend including Buzz roster awareness. Okay, good to know. It's a small Honeycomb connector beside Buzz. All right. I like it. All sounds good to me. Here's also the logos I want to utilize. So for the Mac OS dock, here's 2 icons, light and dark toggled. And then for the top menu bar, here's also 2 more icons, light and dark toggle options as well. Let me know if you need any other variations of logos. Alternatively, you can also create them yourself using image gen. I'm actually not going to specify it because by now it knows. So I'm waiting for these logos to finish. I'm going to pop them in. Everything looks good here. Guess we can review this one more time. Man, got my shoulders. I haven't caught it yet. I'm going to watch them for lunch. Every time I eat lunch, I watch some YouTube, and I usually watch like cooking stuff. Whether it's a cooking channel or an eating channel, I've been not obsessed, but I've been routinely watching Beard Meats Food when I eat food. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I've also, many years ago, it was always Dave Portnoy and One Bite Everybody Knows the Rules, like pizza reviews, right? Because some of them are entertaining as can be, but now Beard Meats Food, it's like they're longer videos, right? And I get to see just all these different types of dishes and challenges. It's really cool. It's a brilliant format. That dude has it made. I could only imagine how much that channel is making, and he just flies around and eats food, does food challenges. It's freaking like, what? It's so awesome. It's so awesome. Ah, okay, very nice. I've only been to Rio once. Took my dad there when we were in Campinas for, as you know, if you're above the equator, right? Most people go south. We used to, as a family, it wasn't every year, but whenever we could afford, we would go down there for Christmas and New Year's, because that's a big thing in Brazil. And it's also dead of summer, right? Beautiful weather. So I was there, I think it was 2019 when I was in Rio. Which reminds me, I need to go back to Brazil soon. But you've been in the UK since 2016. Nice. Working with AI since 2017. Now in the GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. Very nice. Right on. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support and kind words. And glad you're here. Yeah, we're just warming up, by the way. We're just warming up. I'm not in here for a quick buck. As you know, I'm not here to monetize, right? I know the monetization will come organically, but I'm not like these other guys out here trying to sell you a course. I believe that those boot camps should remain free, which, by the way, the next boot camp is more likely than not going to be Buzz. I think that makes the most sense, and it's going to be soon. We'll probably stay tuned for that. Yeah, they really are, right? Is it? Nice. And Houston, how much, if you don't mind me asking, like what's the usage look like on versus what plan? Do you have that $100 a month plan that they offer? Or is it the 20? And then like to follow it up, like, how many requests are coming in through, or sessions rather, per day? I would love to know. But I am going to budget 100 because I'm not sure if you guys know, I canceled my Anthropic sub in the midst of all their, I want to not cuss here anymore, in the midst of all that debacle of them cutting Fable and then extending it, but then everybody hit 100% and they didn't give a reset. And then they gave a reset when Sol was dropped by GPT. I was fed up with their tactics. So when it ended at the end of the month, I did renew it, but I renewed it the $100 a month plan, not the $200 a month max plan. So I have that extra $100 budget I can allocate to another platform now. So yeah. All right, let's wait for these logos. What the heck is this? Why are you giving me green and pink backgrounds? I didn't ask for these. Interesting. I don't like those borders around. I liked my original one. I liked these. Interesting. Let's go back to work. You know what? What's an easy toggle? How do I get back to work chat from here? Because I have to go down. Yeah, I have to go down. Okay. Okay, right on. So you're dipping your toes in all of them. I love it. I love it. So compared Ollama compared to Open Router, you would choose Ollama for budget friendly, for essentially the same thing, just a budget friendly approach. Yo, what's up, Sharma? How we doing today? You know what's funny? At the start of the stream, I explained that's the one thing I didn't do this weekend, was set up Buzz, or at least Neo within Buzz, because I spent so much time consolidating and cleaning up that Hermes agent system that it was just too noisy for me. So now that it's not noisy anymore, and look at all these, like these are all from Buzz, right? So this is one thing you're gonna have to get accustomed to seeing is those. So I'm just gonna hide that because it's kind of ugly. But going back to your question really quick, it's I'm gonna do it this week. The videos on how to will not come out until next week. I'll do a how to connect OpenClaw, how to connect Hermes, respectively. I think they deserve their own video. Yeah, just ran out of time this weekend, to be honest with you. But I gotta say, my Hermes agent system is dialed in now. Putting some finishing touches on it this evening, a little bit later today. But burned through my $20 Codex plan over a weekend, thinking either upgrading to 100 or Grok. So team becomes Sol for orchestration in either Grok or Terra for my HODs. Any thoughts? Yeah. You know, I'm all for starting lean and mean. Like, figure out what your monthly budget is and find the best way to utilize that monthly budget. Ooh, okay. Too much space around that honeycomb there. All right, so I like the smaller icons, which are going to go in the top menu bar on Mac OS. However, those app icons, there is too much empty space around the honeycomb to the edge of the icons. Please fix it. And when I say please fix it, please increase the size of the honeycomb within those app icons. That will essentially be on the magnetic dock for Mac OS. Yeah, you know, I think for sure you want to have some type of OpenAI sub, just because of, if you were to my knowledge, at least in my experience so far and my testing, it's like nothing beats the amount of tokens they allow you to spend. But if you're spending all that $20 a month plan very quickly, yeah, you should definitely, I feel like Grok's a good choice. Now, is this for Buzz or Hermes or OpenClaw or all of the above? Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, I've been like, didn't they reduce the cost of, or no, that was Luna, not Terra. Wait a second. Simple 2. I'm just going to feed this directory. We're going to rename that Honeycomb assets. And go place that for now just on our desktop. Why can't I come? Guess I'll just go use that original one. It's kind of a bummer. Oh, there it is. I was just blind. Wait a second. What just happened there? Did my message just really disappear like that? That's a new bug. Send. Oh yeah, look at that. Now I wonder, is that a BuzzBench thing? I'm curious. Let's close my fork. Let's go open up the legacy app. And let's see if that works in there. I want to rule out whether or not that's just Buzz itself or my fork. Let's see, experiments. Okay, no. Interesting. Let's go back to the fork. Very interesting. Experiments. Go to this one. Okay, they're here. I wonder if it's because it was... Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, there's like messages not popping up now. Oh, they're delayed. Okay. And now I can't click my... Can't click any markdowns. What else could be causing that? Let's close that. All right, so I've just discovered a bug when I tried to upload a compressed file. It was just unresponsive. It wasn't showing up. I opened Buzz Legacy. It appeared with all my duplicate responses. Come back into BuzzBench. It appeared as well, but now BuzzBench appears to be operating a little slowly. I'm not sure if that's something on my end or something on the back end. Additionally, I can no longer click markdown files paths within threads to open up our bench. off to the right. So when I toggled between legacy and BuzzBench, that stopped working. Got to look into this. Very interesting. Feels like ever since I tried dropping that compressed file into BuzzBench just is acting funky. Yeah, I feel like ever since I tried to drag in that compressed file into Buzz, that's when all the problems occurred here, by the way. And you can reference the thread where I started it at 9:14 a.m. I'd like to build a new Mac OS app. That's the thread I uploaded the compressed file to and have since noticed all of this. Interesting. Interesting. I'm working on a new Mac OS app called Honeycomb. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Oh, very nice. How you liking the change so far? Yeah. No, I'm with you right there. You know, that's a leap you're going to have to take on your own and see how it goes. Yo, what's up, John? It's treating me well up until me trying to upload a compressed file. It was smooth sailing. I'm actually operating off of my fork. But I'm now experiencing some weird buggy behavior. So we're going to troubleshoot through it. Did you hear Claude's plan, replica of God's plan by Drake? No, I have not. I have not. Yo, Mateus. Good afternoon. How we doing today? I have not yet. Not yet. I've only been communicating with OpenClaw through Buzz. Haven't set up Hermes yet. Yeah, thanks for answering, Koi. Yeah, listen, OpenClaw was not easy by any means. Let me rephrase that. I think a lot of it's easy. It just requires some patience and following through the steps, right? So it's not seamlessly easy to set up quite yet. Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. I think the focus around the Buzz Bootcamp would be more so, you know, how to utilize the existing team that deploys with Buzz, and then what correlating team do you want to set up, right? We would have to predefine that. And then from there, yeah, we can build something in parallel with everything. You know, I'm just now noted, like, it just started glitching for me. That's the, like, I've been having nothing but a great experience with my fork. And ever since that darn compressed file, it's acting funky. I mean, everything's working. I just have to, it looks like I have to kind of refresh the thread and then it does show up. But yeah, our clickable markdown renders no longer work. That's a bummer. We got to get that fixed. All right, proceed with the build. And let's see, if I toggle from thread to thread, does it show my response right away? It's a bit delayed. That's concerning. Did I mention that in the fix? Let's see. Okay. No, I think I gave it enough. So now at this point, we're just kind of waiting. Buzz Team Studio. What the guided journeys should be. The value is not merely generating props, teaching people why a team works before they install it. I recommend a front end only, no account MVP. Yep. I agree. Designs the team locally in the browser, runs a deterministic health check. Yeah, I like that. Start, workflow, agents. Yeah, it looked like my fork is buggy. We're gonna have to close it. Let me open up the legacy app. Talking about that logo. So, honeycomb, honey, like as in bee honey, get it? So it's meant to be like a mix between Google Keep, a task list manager, as well as a Kanban board that's gonna eventually integrate within my Buzz system. So it's gonna allow me to just save notes whenever I'm working on an app. I can toggle a hotkey to save a sticky note. And then I can either assign it to an agent, which then Buzz picks up through the BuzzBench, right? But first, we just want to build a Mac OS app all through Buzz, which is eventually going to have a connector to our Buzz infrastructure. But for now, it's just more so a place for me to replace Google Keep and any third-party kind of like project manager tools and task list tools that I use. I'd rather just use my own. I'd rather build my own that I could eventually hand off sticky notes to agents. I think would be a fun feature. They paused Llama Max. I mean, the fact they paused it shows how popular it is, thus showing how good it is. That's a good sign. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Voice crack. Man, I ain't done with Hermes. Listen, I'm still using I still rely on OpenClaw every single day. My thing for Buzz is I don't want it to replace OpenClaw. I want it to replace Telegram and Discord, right? I would rather use Buzz. And the more I play with it, especially with my fork, the more I love it. Now, when Buzz starts maturing more and more, will it incorporate those features? I don't know. Will I have to maintain that fork? Sure, I don't mind doing it. But yeah. Listen, and then Hermes, like this weekend, I dialed back my Hermes team, my system. It's all focused on signal and not noise now, and I'm starting to hand it more responsibilities. So I'm very excited. Like I'm still using both OpenClaw and Hermes. While I rely on OpenClaw more than Hermes, Buzz is not here to replace it. It can, in theory, replace it, sure. But that's not what I'm ever going to try to promote or advertise. I think it's just more so about learning which one works best for you and use the one that brings the least amount of friction into your life. That's what it's all about. Like this stuff should be as frictionless as possible in your day-to-day, right? And that's really what I'm going to get behind. Yep, AI industry around is moving too fast, keeping up. It's been tough, new models, every agent. Yeah, it is. And that's why it's also very important. Like Buzz, I was originally going to put on the back burner. But my first session with it, I saw the possibilities. I I honestly wouldn't be spending as much time in Buzz as I am now if I didn't have my fork. I'll be honest. But ever since I added those features, I'm spending more and more time in Buzz. It's insane. Yeah, you really do. That's why it's also best not to change your lane too quickly. Like, let those shiny new toys establish themselves and play with them on your own free time. You know, I'm not going to tell you to jump ship. I still tout OpenClaw. I still recommend OpenClaw. Like, I still love OpenClaw. I would never like steer away from something just because it's not popular anymore. I say, you know, time block your week. Maybe focus one time block one day out of the week to focus on new toys. Otherwise, focus on business. Focus on what matters most. Yeah, I love Buzz Mobile. It is, compared to Telegram and Discord Mobile, hands down my favorite. There's only one little weird little alignment issue, that the text starts after the avatar that posts it. So there's a little bit of a wasted space. I'm sure they'll fix that. That's very minor. I can't be the only one who dislikes that. But otherwise, the formatting on Buzz Mobile is just solid. It's just more enjoyable for me to read a response. Yeah. 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 I don't know if you're being sarcastic. I am, though, now experiencing my first... I'll come back to that later. That's probably because I swapped between apps. Yeah, there's just a slight delay now. That is a bummer. And I don't even think this is Buzz's fault. I think this is on me. Yeah, the one thing I do want to do right now is just do... I don't think I've rebooted this machine in weeks now at this point. I kind of want to do that, but I don't want to end the stream. So we're going to patiently wait. Close some things I don't need, though, for sure. Let's go toggle back and forth. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I hate using Discord on mobile. Yeah, I agree. Anthropic CEO reportedly increasingly concerned that new hires are working there for a paycheck as opposed to the company's mission. I mean, not everybody's coming on to support your vision. I mean, that's the definition of a job. I'm laughing at this, but I guess I kind of understand it. But who are you to have the expectation that everybody should adopt the vision, right? And focus more on the vision than the paycheck, that the paycheck's secondary. A lot of people have families with bills to pay and mouths to feed. Like, you're not a startup with a group of just passionate individuals who see the vision. Like, No shit. Excuse my language. Yeah, I think so. I think so. They just dropped the ball on these third-party harnesses. Like, yes, it was OpenClaw that kind of triggered that, but yeah, listen, I only resubscribed because some of my automations still rely on Claude CLI, and I just haven't had the time to rebuild those automations with Codex CLI yet. But once I have that time, best believe, like, I don't know. For me, for the channel, it makes sense to keep one subscription for Claude. But I don't think it's going to be the $200 a month plan anymore. Yo, what's up, Debo? Today we're working out a Buzz. We were working smoothly. I decided that I wanted to try to drag in a compressed file into my fork that I call Buzz Workbench or BuzzBench. And now Buzz is buggy. So we're debugging right now and we're patiently waiting. Oh, I should probably reopen. Yeah. Let's work through the bugs in our fork and we'll go to the legacy if we need to. It's weird how it has to prompt that every single time. Yeah, incredibly slow right now. All right. I want to kick this off, but I'm gonna delete that. Okay, clicking's working again. Weird little mishap. Let's see though, didn't I just delete that post? Yeah, just weird little bugginess here. Yeah, I think as soon as possible, I'm going to be migrating this Buzz directory over to that server. And then I'm just going to use Buzz as a client on this daily driver. But I'm just not at the point where I want to migrate yet. Yeah, you see that little bugginess? Let's go toggle between the two. Let's see if this message ever shows up. Yeah. It's just incredibly delayed. One other thing to add is when I send a message, it takes 10 to 15 seconds to appear. And I also don't see you and the team picking up off of that message. So Buzz as a whole is incredibly buggy after uploading that that compressed file. Are you in the Discord? I would say come show it off in the Discord first and showcase, and I'll check it out there. I still have yet to create that demo VM that I'm going to start using to roast and just looking at things online. Looking at, you know, submitted links. I still haven't set that up yet. Yeah, Telegram mobile is good too. Don't get me wrong. If only I had enough time in the day, man. I mean, why can't OpenAI, Claude provide intelligence at cheap rates? I mean, that's not their business model. Yeah, that's just not the business model. Phone calls, text messages, the occasional email. Or are you talking about what communication platform are we using for them and their team and their agents? Please elaborate. Yeah, I mean, you would have to create a virtual machine. Are you talking about how to develop it? Honestly, ask your agent. I'm not sure. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I'm sure we can figure it out. I'm focused on debugging whatever the hell is going on with this. And as soon as Buzz is stable again, I'm really unhappy with this. I should have just dragged in the images like I normally do and not a compressed file. I suppose I'm happy I'm discovering this, but it's not the most exciting thing to discover on a live stream because now the live stream is going to be a bit boring. Rather than building those 2 or 3 things in parallel that we were focused on, now we're focused on getting my fork stable again. Currently, Microsoft Teams and Telegram. And this is specific to the environment that we're working on. And that's just for one client. Other clients are Slack and Telegram. But I have a feeling like the more I use Buzz, the more I realize, oh, wow. I have a feeling companies are going to start utilizing Buzz more and more and more. I think it just needs to mature a little bit. Because if you know the history behind Buzz, Buzz was created for Block. It was created as an internal tool first for the team at Block, for Jack Dorsey and his team. It was not created for public use. That's how all the best apps start. You build something that you and your team needs, and then it turns into either an open source project or a product that you can sell, right? Like, that's why I think it's always best to just build for yourself, build for pain points that you know very well, because you'll build a better app and a better product out of that. That's insane. Are you talking about laptops? Or is this just for Mac Studios? Yeah, that's going to be insanely expensive. I feel like for laptops to jump from 128 to 1.5 terabytes of unified memory, I think that's a Mac Studio thing, isn't that? Yeah, right? Like, all the best apps start as internal tools. That's why I'm very happy. Like, I'm very excited for the future of Buzz because I don't want to label it as a Slack killer. But I do think that as this industry matures and all of this technology and options and agents mature, I think Buzz is going to be up there. I don't know, like, what better founder, you know what I mean? What better founder to have than Jack Dorsey? Interesting. Yeah, the security mind in me is like, okay, this is something I would have to test in a sandbox environment. I would never test an app on a server in production, right? So I think you also have to develop trust. Is a big thing, right? For something like that. But out of curiosity, did you build it for yourself or did you build it for somebody else? Nice, 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 nice. Okay, okay. I was about to say, man, 1.5 terabytes on a laptop, on a MacBook Pro. I'm sure we'll get there at some point, but I feel like the M7, that I feel like it's going to be 190. What is the math? I mean, we might see 256. I'm not sure on the M7s, but more likely than not, what's the math? 198 or 192? I'm not good with simple math. Technology has ruined my math. All right, Kaval, thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Ciao. I don't know how to say goodbye in German, but yeah, I was trying to think of it. I got nothing. Interesting. Okay. He's going through the flow and troubleshooting right now, essentially. I'm just going to let him do its thing. It's good to see he's working. So hopefully bugs will be resolved and we'll have an answer as to what just happened. Okay. Yo, what's up, Gaman-san? Gama-san, how you doing today? Did you get that domain? I'm curious. Oh, it's all good. You're right on time. You're right on time. We've just been vibing with Buzz, chatting. I discovered a bug in my fork. So I forked Buzz, but I forked it in a way where it's not meant to replace the legacy Buzz app. I can actually toggle between my BuzzBench fork and Buzz itself with like no loss in data, no loss in context and all that. But I tried to upload a compressed file. It wasn't even that large. It was just a bunch of images. And it didn't brick it, but it started to operate, started to behave very oddly. So we're debugging that first. And then we're going to get back to building, I was building a Mac OS app. And then we're also going to build a web app as a form of like educational purposes for people just starting with Buzz. But we put these two on hold because I ran into some issues with my fork. It looks like the fork is back to working. Let's looks like I can click my markdown files. Great. Browser working. Terminal splits up. Works. Yeah, I think things are working again, but I just want to wait for its response because we also discovered on both systems, it would have this 10 to 15 second delay. So we're just having him troubleshoot. And I'm just patiently waiting. You can see down here he's working, which reminds me. Wait for him to finish here. One other thing I'd like to add to our list is the activity. I like how it shows below each channel or thread associated, but I would like the option when you click activity and you try to view activity, it replaces the right split where a thread is normally displayed. I'm wondering if we shouldn't just create an activity, a fourth option, in addition to our Markdown, browser, and terminal. Let's do an activity tab that can also show the activity in any given channel or thread, right? In that, you know, bench kind of expandable, or let me rephrase that bench workspace off to the right that folds in when we need it. I think that would be an awesome feature to incorporate. Of course, continue fixing our fork first. We got to get this working and reliable again, but then add this to your list once we're done. Yeah, interesting. Okay, still a bit buggy, so I am going to I mean, I have Whisperflow saving that, but I'm going to save that text in case. Choose. I can't even. I'd have to hear it on Google Translate. Bispatter. No, it's not hallucinating. I think it was me. But I'm glad I discovered this, right? Because I'm going to want to drag compressed files into there. And ever since I dragged that compressed file of all the icons and logos for this macOS app, I'm having it build for us. That's when the problems arose. So listen, it was going to be something I was going to do eventually. So we're just going to work through it now. It's not hallucinating at all. It's actually very great. It was very great up until this point. Nice. There you go. Squirrel, what's for lunch? Ooh, that's a good question, huh? That's a good question. Ooh. I'm probably going to roast some sweet potatoes. I'm going to saute some tempeh with some roasted garlic. I might make some quinoa. And then I'll slice up some avocado and steam some broccoli. Nice hearty dish. Yeah, I think that's going to be the dish, the lunch for today. I might mix in some sauteed kale into the tempeh as well. Yeah, that's going to be the move. You'd be surprised. A lot of the times my meals, like as much as I love making those Thai spicy peanut noodles, it requires mixing a lot of ingredients together, a lot of things together. I really love just cooking one thing and then just putting on the plate in sections. And I can just like, you know, alternate between just eating some quinoa with some broccoli, or eating some sweet potatoes with some quinoa, or sweet potatoes with some avocado, right? And not having it all being forcefully mixed in the same pile. I love eating this way as well. There's a time and a place for mixing everything. And I think that the spicy peanut noodle dish, it requires you to mix everything. That's the best way to eat it. But a lot of my dinners and lunches, I like to cook them all separately and just divide them all into a plate in their own little piles. All right, I'm just gonna view the activity because right now we're just patiently waiting. Doesn't exactly show us too much, does it? Yeah, I was honestly just going to make a video about it and tag Jack and see if he sees it. So look what I did to the Buzz app until they incorporate these features. And then if he tells me to open a PR, I will. I will. But I'm not going to just like, I don't want to open a PR unless I'm inclined to. And when I say inclined to, unless I'm like asked to by the team, right? Because I could only imagine, I haven't looked, but I can only imagine how many random anonymous and just how much slop is being requested, right? As a PR. I don't want to contribute to that, right? I'd rather contribute if I'm asked to contribute. Yeah, that's just my approach. Nice, nice. Nice, nice, nice. We just ordered a massive smash burger. Oof. Man, it's been a while for me. It's been almost 10.5 years. No red meat. Crazy. Hey, I'm glad to hear. I'm happy to hear this. I'm happy to hear this. I was vegan for quite a few years, back to vegetarian. Cheese is just something that over here in America, I'll do the Parmesan imported from Italy, and then some other like old Amsterdam style cheeses. Generally Dutch cheeses over here are good, but then in Portugal, sheep cheese all day, all day. There's a specific brand I love over there. The best tasting sheep cheese. Mwah, chef's kiss. But yeah, I was technically a vegan for what, 7 years? Maybe something like that. No. Well, yeah. 2016 through. Yeah. About 7 years. And then I started reincorporating cheese back into my diet. Because I just freaking love it. All right, I'm squirreling too much. Not a bad thing, Sharma. I love it. Now you're getting me hungry, but at the same time, I meant to do something else on screen. While Buzz is working. I'd have to, I can't really show you because I already got it working, but when I first set up Buzz, there was an option to select Codex CLI. You want to select the CLI option and you authenticate that way. There were 2 NPM commands I had to run for each Claude and Codex for them to work within Buzz. Because when I first set them up, there was nothing working, nothing happening. And then after a quick Buzz restart, a notification appeared in that part of the setup for agent harnesses to where it says you have to run this command for each CLI. And then it was working. I can't replicate that, right? Because it's working. But what I can try to do is, you know, for one of my 2 videos, I'm going to, should I do that this week? Should I set up a VM just for Buzz and then set up Buzz from scratch? Like how to get started working with Buzz. I think that'd be a killer video. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do that. So this is my show off. What is the other one? I don't think I created a script for the second video yet. Yeah, I didn't. So let's go ahead and create one, shall we? All right, the idea for this video is I'm going to personally deploy another VM. So a fresh install of Ubuntu, and then we're going to install Buzz from scratch, and we're going to set it up from scratch. We're going to set up both Codex and Claude Code CLI. And I want to give some initial tips and tricks. I'm sure some of them will be shot from the hip, but I want you to analyze the links below to hydrate, and let me know if you have any questions. I think it's block/buzz, right? Yeah. And then we'll also give it buzz.xyz, which I believe that should be the promo site, right? Yeah. All right. Run script. Well, what would be awesome though is, so the video for Hermes and OpenClaw, I'm not going to use my systems for the video. And the reason is private keys get exposed. I just don't want to risk having to then redo stuff for my systems that I use on a daily basis that have a lot of sensitive data now at this point. So I was already going to create another VM to link Hermes and OpenClaw. So I think what I'll do for this VM is we're just going to install OpenClaw and Hermes on it as well. And then we're going to link it to Buzz. I think that's like the best demo use case for that VM. Yeah, so I'm personally loving Buzz as, let me rephrase that. I love my forked version of Buzz because it allows me to stay within the app more. I created a lot of just quality of life updates. Like when I'm navigating through threads, I know which thread I have by this little highlighter border. Also, when it links me a markdown file, let me find a markdown file for you. I built in this markdown render preview, so I don't have to go open Obsidian to view it. Additionally, if there's a browser link, it has its own embedded browser in here as well with persistent memory. Let's see if it still works with X. I discovered that when I would go log into X, close the tab and reopen it, it would be a fresh like session every single time in the browser. I hated that. So, and then I incorporated a terminal feature as well. And then the option to split the terminal down so that if you're navigating browser or markdown file and you need the terminal for whatever reason, you can. So like these are little quality of life updates I did to my fork and I freaking love it. I'm spending more and more and more time in Buzz. But as far as it replacing Hermes or replacing OpenClaw, no, I don't see it replacing OpenClaw, especially for me because of how much I rely on my system. This weekend, I spent a lot of time consolidating all of the moving parts in my Hermes system to where I can start relying on it for what it was originally intended to be. So I haven't yet set up Hermes within Buzz. I have set up my OpenClaw main executive assistant Money, my main agent, into this Clearmud server. And everything's great. Like I'm spending, like I'm saying, like I'm spending more and more time in Buzz because of me taking the time to build my fork. Although today we discovered this bug where some things happened and we're just patiently waiting for Jack to finish the repairs. But yeah, listen, I'm loving it more and more. And I really think this is going to replace Telegram and Discord for me outright at some point. And that was like my main use case for it is like, can I stop using both Telegram and Discord? Discord, of course, for the Clearmud community, that'll stay. Eventually, though, depending on mainstream adoption to Buzz, right? This is a tool primarily for us in our like little, I don't want to call it a bubble, but in our ecosystem. I feel like the average retail end user is not going to install Buzz yet, right? But I think once it gets to that point, then I'll open up a Clearmud community. For now, it's just all internal ops stuff. And these demos and experimentation. Yeah. It's not meant to be a replacement, right? Now, I think depending on the type of person that you are, maybe you like all the features that Hermes offers. Buzz is a more simplified approach, but I'm just falling in love with Buzz. I don't think it's for everybody, and I think you got to understand the type of person you are, right? And But I do think it's going to shorten the gap of complexity of the average person, the stay-at-home mom or the stay-at-home dad who doesn't have too much experience with tech. Deploying OpenClaw and Hermes is still requires a lot of steps and a bit of knowledge and a bit of research. Buzz is arguably easier than both of those, and it offers a lot of the core functionality that those come with. So I think it's just depending on the target audience, depending on the person, you know. I don't have a bot set up in YouTube for this. But if you check the link in the bio or just go to clearmud.link, you'll find our Discord. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'll share it probably later this weekend, next week at the latest. I'm still making some improvements to it. Additionally, I asked Fizz about sharing it, creating a repo, and he says you should probably rebrand it and get away from using Buzz's identity. So I still, when I forked it, I just called it BuzzBench. It uses the same logo, the same identity. So Fizz was telling me that I should change the branding so that I don't get some type of cease and desist letter or something like that. I don't think I would, but that was one of the agent's main concerns. So I'm not going to release it until I change a few things. But I will definitely, I'll plan to have that public by next week at the latest. So thanks for showing interest. I love it. Yeah. So, oh yeah, I ran into that issue as well with my OpenClaw, right? The response would only show up in the activity. And then I explained that to both through Telegram, of course, to my OpenClaw agent, and then to Fizz in the setup thread I was having Fizz hold my hand through, that's an undesired output. Like that's undesired. Oh, I thought he responded. That's not how I want it to operate, right? And after some more back and forth, now Muddy is responding in threads or channels that he gets tagged in, which is awesome. He now actually creates a thread. Like when I message him in the channel that he's assigned to, he'll create a thread just like the Buzz agents do now. He was slow at first, I will admit. So if Hermes is the same symptom, then it's just a matter of explaining the desired outcome you would like through those communications, that you would like them to function as if they're natively built and deployed Buzz agents. It should take you through the steps to fix that. You talking to me? Who are you talking to? That's a good question. Let me check. I did so much this weekend. I don't remember, if I'm being brutally honest. Agents. I don't think I did. Edit. Yeah. So let me make sure this is safe to share. Okay, right here. Yeah, this is what I have set up for my OpenClaw agent instructions. Inherit main solmd from OpenClaw. Specific. So feel free to screenshot this if you want to use it for your OpenClaw agents as well. But this, it's operating pretty good. I didn't mean to do a Larry from Curb Your Enthusiasm, but I totally did. So this is exactly why I want to post a video about my fork first and hopefully get his attention and be like, do I have your approval to post this, to share this and keep it named BuzzBench, keeping the same logo and all that. Like, I don't want to deal with all that. So this week's videos are both going to be Buzz, our long form videos for that matter. One of the two videos is going to be about my fork and my experience and some tips and tricks. I'm then going to make a specific video for X pretty much every single day until Jack responds. And depending on how that goes is depending on how I'm going to share the fork. In a perfect world, we'll just share it as BuzzBench. But I want to finish doing some more quality of life improvements before I make that repository public. Yeah, it's on the clearmud.link. Okay, good. You found it. Makes sense. Thanks. I never thought about that. Instead of, I was thinking of leaving it blank. Yeah. And the same for Hermes, right? But I didn't write that manually. That was formed through a number of back and forth. So I started open dialogue with Muddy in Telegram, or actually, I think I might have even used Muddy OS to do that. But nevertheless, I started an open dialogue, letting him know what I'd like to do. I did the same on Fizz, and I just went down both paths with both agents, right? And through the paths, we got everything configured, but things weren't working as intended. So then I continued to explain myself, continued to be patient, and I eventually got it working, right? Social recon, I'm using last 30 days and cookies. So no APIs. Last 30 days skill and cookies. And computer use for Codex. I primarily use it now through Codex CLI. I'll sometimes use it through Claude CLI, but Codex has computer use, so it can open up its own browser depending on where I'm triggering the skill, what CLI session I'm triggering it. If I'm triggering it in CMux, it'll open up a browser in CMux. If I'm triggering it just in its own new directory, it'll open up that headless browser. But yeah, the last 30 days skill is what I'm doing all my social recon with nowadays. Shout out Matt Van Horn. Killer skill. Well, the purpose of this this video is to show people how to deploy it from scratch. So maybe we just deploy it all on that Ubuntu VM and we leave my host out of it. Maybe that's the best move here. And then I'm going to be using Ubuntu desktop for the virtual machine. And yes, I will pre-authenticate Codex and Claude Code in the CLI. I've been, what, safe to say a week now? Maybe more? Yeah, it's going to be all local. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I've been fine. I've been fine. I don't. Let me choose my words carefully. I don't use it multiple times per day. Some days I do, but for the most part, I use it moderately. I use that skill moderately. So I think maybe that's why nothing happened to my accounts. I don't know. Oh, I set it up local. Wait, that's actually a good question. No, I think I set up the community itself on their servers. Yeah, I set up the community on Buzz servers. Yeah, I believe I did. Yeah, let me know how that goes. Right on. I'll have to check it out after the stream. All right, let's go back to Buzz. Where do we stand? He is still working. I just noticed they have a one-click deploy on Railway button. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Yeah, I think I already know for the community that we launch, we're just going to call it buzz.clearmud.ai at some point. And that'll be the URL for our community. Now, I'm not going to deploy it yet, but we will. We will. And since we are patiently waiting, I'm going to take a quick little break. BRB. All right, we are back. Forgive the delay. All right. Had to go turn on some fans, get some air circulation going. We've had some nice cold mornings. It's been great. Probably because of the hour I wake up at, but as soon as it hits 11 a.m., I mean, the sun's just hitting the side of this apartment all day. It starts to heat up here. All right. Let's go check in on. He's still working. Yeah, unless for Clearmud server, maybe I migrate the one I'm building up into my own hosted environment and then repurpose the public facing community that I'm hosting through Buzz. That'll be the public facing one. Not sure yet. We'll decide. We'll decide all in due time. All in due time. Later, Sharma. Yeah, you as well. Thanks for spending time with us. Go kick ass. We'll see you Wednesday. So I am using, I'm humbled and grateful you're calling me Muddy. I wish I was as smart as Muddy. But I get it. I get it. I've been dabbling with Kimmy. Haven't played with Quen yet, but I am looking into signing up with OpenRouter or Olama. It looks like Olama, someone here in chat said that their $100 plan is currently paused. Is that still the case? Let's see. Yeah, it's new signups paused. So I will start testing more models more consistently now that I have this extra budget for something like Olama or OpenRouter to where I can test all of those models. So yeah, but currently Anthropic, OpenAI. OpenAI is like my heavy, like that's my daily driver. I use that the most now. GPT-5.6 Sol is just amazing. And then Anthropic models, Claude CLI, and then Grok, as well as a touch of Gemini, just a touch. Primarily for like heartbeat checkers and stuff like that, because Flash is just cheap. But I honestly, like, I haven't spun up a Gemini, or now they call it anti-gravity CLI session, in months. Safe to say months. So yeah. It's been great. Like I've been testing primarily with a marketing team, and I'll show you. So I created a marketing team. You can't see the PFPs for some reason. Oh, because they're native to that other community. But I created a 3-agent marketing team. One's called B, one's called Dexter, one's called Xavier. Dexter's primary focus is LinkedIn. Xavier's is X. B is the marketing lead. I love how I can call ad hoc stand-ups and get all of their input, and then B will summarize everything from the discussion back and forth. This is how I'm using it first. I was literally days away from setting up Xavier on OpenClaw, and while I technically created the workspace, I never actually configured him and gave him context and instructions and responsibilities for that matter. So I decided, let me use Buzz. So I'm using Buzz for those, and I'm loving it so far. And then I'm just experimenting in this server that I built out just for demos and videos and live streams. What's amazing is what started out as just a random experiment, I'm now using this fork on a daily basis. It's just so awesome. Now, what happened to the work that they were doing? Hey, instant again. Okay. Are we back to being reliable? Let's see. We'll see. Yeah. Listen, I think Claude's Opus and Fable are good, but I feel like due to the lack of transparency at Anthropic, they've been called out numerous times on not actually providing what they're selling, right? Not being honest about the usage through subscriptions. Here's the fact. The fact is the subscription is still cheaper significantly than paying retail API inference for those models. So while yes, I agree with you that it is overpriced and overhyped, I think there's still very good models for depending on how you apply them. And I think the subscription still saves you money, even though they're not transparent about it. It still saves you money than having to pay retail API costs to use their models. So, but listen, I canceled my Claude sub. I only renewed it because I haven't had the time to reconfigure those Claude CLI workflows that I have set with certain parts of my day-to-day. Plus, for demo purposes on the channel, it's nice for me to have at least one sub. So instead of renewing at a $200 max sub, I was without Claude for about a week. And I only renewed the $100 month sub. So now I have that extra 100 that I was normally spending on Claude. I'm going to put towards something else. Yeah, so the fork is still private because I'm still working through some quality of life and some bugs. I'd imagine by this time next week, it should be public. But I am going to be posting about it a lot on X this week in hopes to, like, I just want some clarity on if I fork it, do I have to change the logo? You know what I mean? I'm calling mine BuzzBench, but I feel like that might be frowned upon. You know what I mean? So maybe the solution is putting in, this is an unofficial fork up top, and that's all I need to do. Great. But I'm going to make videos about this and hope to get a response from ideally Jack, but anybody from Block or Buzz, to say, yeah, please, like, make that repository public. You know what I mean? Or issue a PR for these features that you've incorporated. Because, like, it's my hope that I don't have to maintain this long term. It's my hope that everything I've done will be incorporated into the legacy Buzz app, or repo for that matter. But yeah, it's currently private, private. But what's changed? Let's see. So anytime a markdown file or a link appears in your thread, I have a markdown render split. So this is like a bench that pops up, right? And you can open multiple markdown files. If you need to, you can also browse locally or open somewhere manually from your computer. But the whole purpose of it, like, all of my changes, or my improvements rather, in my fork are all about keeping me within Buzz more and not having to go and open another app, right? I found that I was opening Obsidian just to view markdown files. That was really annoying and very tedious. I didn't like that. So I built this markdown render, preview to where you can do that. I did one for images, but I don't have an easy image I can click on. But as you can see, the more markdown files you click, it just opens a new tab. Alternatively, if it links you a localhost preview or a website or anything browser-based, I now have an embedded browser as well that you can add as many tabs as you'd like. I have a split terminal that you can add as well, right? You can open as many terminals as you'd like. It's not meant to replace Ghosty or CMux or anything like that. It's just meant for one terminal if you need access to it, right? I personally haven't used it yet. I just added it because I wanted to see if I could. So those are like the three main things. And then this one here. So I noticed that, as you start to work more and more, like if you click on a thread in the legacy app and you're in a thread here, but you have 5 threads stacked on top of each other, maybe you lost track of which thread you're in. Well, this highlights the thread that you have open, right? And everything's resizable, of course. So yeah, those are essentially what I did for my fork, and I'm loving it so far. As you learned through this live stream, I discovered a bug and we had Jack to go ahead and fix that bug for us. So now we're just kind of patiently waiting before I continue working on those other 2 things. Okay. Got it. Okay. Love it. So now we're adding another quality of life to where we're going to have an activity tab. So instead of going down here to view the activity, and the activity always replaces the thread that's being displayed, it's now going to open it up into a fourth tab that we're adding as a top right menu option here. All right. I'm not going to proceed with that yet, but I will soon. I will soon. I want to get back to what we were working on. Shall we? Let's build it. All right, everything's snappy again, thankfully. Yes. All right, we're back. We're back. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, listen, it was just all about how can I spend more time in Buzz? How can I avoid having to open up a browser or open up Obsidian or open up a separate terminal? Can I incorporate all those features in here? Can I make it more of an enjoyable experience for me to like just spend more time in it? That was the goal with my fork. And I gotta say, I love its current stage. I'm excited to release it. I promise by August 10th, we'll have that public. But this week is going to determine, a lot of how this week goes is going to determine how soon we make that public, right? Let's build it. Oh, shoot. I forgot to preview this because that's when things started getting buggy. So let's see. Brief scan looks good to me. So Jacked is working there. He's working there. Do I need to install Xcode? No, I mean, it looks like it's just building it. It's just not asking for Xcode. And here's the contract. Ooh, it is heating up in here. I'll tell you. I need to put that fan even hotter just right here on my chest. This little table topper. Love it. Oh, this actually just gave me another idea to add another feature. Hold on, I'll prompt that in a second. Solid. I've tested a few, but I'm not relying on them quite yet. I'm going to start as early as this evening, actually setting up some daily and weeklies for that marketing team I was teasing earlier. Have you? Like, is anybody relying on workflows yet? I'll have more to share on that front this time next week for sure. Possibly even Wednesday and Friday. Listen, this week is going to be all about Buzz for me. It's just going to be all about Buzz for me. That's it. I think all of our live streams are going to be working out of Buzz. Both of our videos are going to be Buzz. Yeah. Also, that reminds me, we got to ship our new website today. Yeah, the only thing I was on the fence of that we still have to fix, I believe the dashboard. Or no, did I already rebuild the dashboard? I did. It looks a lot better than it did in its current live version. Got it. Great. Now, where's the admin section? So that's dialed in. This is dialed in, but we got to catch up on all the videos it's missing. This sticky side. I know this is specific to this resolution, so maybe that won't always be an issue, but all right, I'll launch that later today. So Honeycomb is working. Looks like he hasn't responded to my let's build it yet. Oh, actually, I do love how it pre-selects the person for you. I mean, he is working, so. Wait. Actually, there's no activity for that thread, is there? And there should be. Yeah, he's got set to 5. Interesting. I mean, it does show 2 here, so I believe it is working out of both. Right, because we don't have anything going on in this one right now. I heard about that. I haven't played with it yet. I'm gonna be honest, like, I never liked Hermes desktop to begin with. So I highly doubt it's going to sway me away from Buzz. I'll give it another shot, but I highly doubt it's going to sway me away from Buzz. I'm loving it, Aries. How are you liking it? Have you tested it yet? And let me rephrase that. I like my version of it, my fork. I liked it initially, but then I found myself having to open up other apps too frequently, and it was really annoying. So I created my fork as a way to spend more time in Buzz. So now I'm loving it, tons. But yeah. Let's do it now. Why not? Oh, little delay in the message. Do I just have too much going on right now? There was a slight, by the way, a slight 2 to 3 second delay there. Okay. It's intermittent. I think it's, I'm just adding that note, right? Because this is that original thread where we built out BuzzBench. Like all the history, 190 replies. That's how many replies I've worked on the fork with. And I keep it all within this thread because I wanted to manage like one place to see the entire history of me building it and going back and forth and iteration after iteration. I know it's not the most efficient. I know I could have, in theory, spun up multiple threads. That's just how I preferred to kind of track everything, so it's not scattered across multiple threads. Oh, hey now. Hey now. Look at that. Oh, look at that. It's all, oh wait, you guys can't see that, can you? Let me screen share full. Where is it really gonna? So it's gonna hide my video for a second, but look, top right here. It's already doing its work. It's already testing. Gotta say, I gotta love it. Sweet. Sweet. Freaking love it. All right, we don't need anything there. Let's go back to this one here. Just making sure you're doing something here. And I can't spell. Not indicator. No indicator. Man, can we just talk about how we're going to squirrel here? Can we just talk about how things pre-2K were built to last? Even things in the early 2000s, arguably you can say they were built to last. But now we have things breaking every 2 to 3 years. Like, can we normalize and bring back manufacturers actually building things that last a lifetime? I'm going to give an example. I have this very old fridge. I live by myself. I'm not here every month out of the year. It's perfect for me. But I believe it's from the 80s or the 70s. It's small. It does the job. But it's been running pretty much 40 years through all the different tenants that were in this apartment. It stayed. It's clean, like shockingly, but it's still running. Can we talk about that for a second, right? How back in the day, things were built to last. And I'm reminded of that because I'm staring at this 14 terabyte that was manufactured. It's a Western Digital Red Pro. It's manufactured in September of 2023. It's already failed. Hard drives used to last 5 to 10 years. It doesn't even, it's like there's not even that much load on that NAS server. Like I don't, for it to fail in less than 3 years is absurd to me. It's freaking absurd to me. So, rant over. Hope you enjoyed that one. I get why. I know. There's no money in things lasting a lifetime. I get it. But it's annoying. Through my squirreling, I really messed up my chapstick. That's a bummer. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, luckily this drive is warranted through 2030, which I'm shocked by. That means it would have had an 8-year warranty. I could have sworn they're only 5-year warranties, but I did check warranty to issue an RMA, and it's supported through 2030. So I was like, okay, I'm in no rush to do it. I thought it did it. I thought it broke. For some reason, I thought they shortened it to 3 years. So I was like, oh, great. It literally broke 1 month before the 3-year date of when it was manufactured. How convenient, right? So I thought I was going to have to rush the RMA this month. Now I can take my sweet time with it, but nevertheless, it's like 3 years on a hard drive. Come on. Like, that's just used as I do not use that on a daily basis. That is strictly a backup NAS where I back up things that are meant to be archived. And I rarely hop on and access those files. Rarely. Every other month I might have to peek in there to go into some archive data. But it's so rare, right? It just sits there idle. So that, like, it's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me. He's still not responding in this thread. Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, they're both working. Like, I enabled parallelism, but to me, it feels like they're just working on one thing at a time. So activity, I wish there was an easy way for us to toggle activity per channel. Well, actually, this does show the activity for all of experiments. So maybe this is incorporating, but no, this all looks like, yeah, this all looks like Honeycomb related stuff. Yeah, this is all Honeycomb related thoughts. So interesting. You know what? I may not have restarted the agent. I think you have to restart agents once you change that setting, but it should also tell me in here that he needs a restart. Interesting. Okay. Well, nevertheless, we're going to patiently wait. I'm curious on how this looks. Okay. Very early stages of it. Oh, it opens up this little notepad, but wow, it's just like insanely condensed. What the heck is this? All right, I have to work through that. Ooh, I have an idea for this that since it's working, I'm just going to write it down and I'm going to apply this a little bit later. I went to go check some domains, and too bad Honeycomb's a way too popular word. There's going to be like nothing available for Honeycomb. Absolutely nothing. Yeah. Honeycomb.xyz is being resold for 200,000. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Very cool. Oh, that just teased me. It showed up the domains available, but then registered in 2024. Ah, annoying. All right. Interesting. I don't see any response here. Are you not done leaving a response? Huh? Okay, his response went away. Okay. Yeah, we already reviewed that. Now we are just waiting. So what about technology or marketing? Let's see. Yeah, these domains are way too expensive. That's a bummer. Yeah, the new note tab. This needs some work. It should discover that on its own. Let's see. Trades. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm just working on something off screen here. Oh, let me catch up. What's up, Devo? Sorry to hear, man. I hope you got them all settled down. I have not looked at the links yet. I'm going to look at them after stream. I can't believe Ooze didn't add something like this in Hermes when they dropped profiles. Okay. Yeah, I'd imagine there's, I mean, when I was building out, or rather having Jacked and Fizz build out this this fork, they do a lot of testing when they spin up web-based versions of Buzz. Put that down there. Codex is doing its thing with computer use. And I'm almost done over here. All right, they are working. BRB. We are back. Forgive me there. And so that's all set. See, looks like he's still working here. Dang. Been live 2.5 hours already. Time flew by today. Time has flown by. Lovely. So as much as I'd love to show off the rest of all this work, a lot of this is just going to be waiting. So I think I'm going to take this opportunity, go cook some lunch, get started, with the rest of the day. We're going to be launching Clearmud's new website today as well. Let's go finish this script. Okay, not a bad idea. Let's put that into the film section there. Why didn't that refresh? Oh, that's interesting. Didn't we oh, I moved it back. It's my bad. Let's make sure that's not just me. Yep. Okay. Cool. Yeah, at this point, we're just sitting here waiting. So, yeah, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up. Hope everybody has a great rest of the day. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me on this Monday. Drop a comment below. Let me know, what do you love most about Buzz? What are you excited to see released or incorporated into future revisions? And yeah, we'll be back at it Wednesday, same time. Until then, happy building. Cheers.